Dario and I'm Sabiha Samar. Here are today's top stories. In a significant stride towards sustainable energy, Uzbekistan has increased its renewable energy production to 30% with an ambitious target of 40% by 2030. Since 2021, the country has commissioned 10 new green power plants, including 9 solar and 1 wind facility, adding over 2,500 megawatts to its capacity. Additionally, Uzbekistan's hydroelectric plants contribute more than 2,200 megawatts. While fossil fuels once dominated the electricity landscape at 90%, this has now reduced to 70%, with renewables accounting for 25 to 30% of the mix. In the first half of 2024, solar and wind plants generated 1.6 billion kilowatt hours, a 507% increase from previous periods. Hydropower added another 4.1 billion kilowatt hour, totaling 5.7 billion kilowatt hour from renewable sources. This transition has saved 1 billion cubic meters of natural gas and prevented 2.4 million tons of harmful emissions. Renewable energy now powers over 1.3 million households for 6 months. Comparing coal-fired power generation, output fell from 2.06 billion kilowatt-hour in mid-2023 to 1.7 billion kilowatt-hour in mid-2024, a 19.4% drop due to the rise in green energy capacity. In Dushanbe, Tajikistan, the 7th meeting of the joint working group between Tajikistan and Uzbekistan was held on the 3rd of August, focusing on integrated use of water resources from transboundary rivers in Central Asia. Hosted by the Ministry of Energy and Water Resources of Tajikistan, the meeting was centered on the potential use of Lake Sarez's water to provide clean drinking water to the region. Discussions included exploring new joint cross-border water management projects and emphasizing the importance of implementing these initiatives. The idea of utilizing Lake Sarez for drinking water was initially proposed in 2018 during a state visit by Tajik President Emomali Rahmon to Uzbekistan. Both President Rahmon and Uzbek President Saida Mirziyoyeva tasked their Intergovernmental Joint Commission on Trade and Economic Cooperation with studying the feasibility of this proposal. President Rahmon has consistently highlighted Tajikistan's significant freshwater resources at international forums and proposed using Lake Sarez to provide long-term drinking water solutions for Central Asia. Additionally, Tajikistan has suggested exporting drinking water from Lake Sarez to other Asian countries, including Iran, Jordan, and the UAE. As discussions continue, the focus remains on finding sustainable solutions for the integrated use of transboundary water resources, ensuring that the region's water needs are met through collaborative efforts and strategic partnerships. Kazakhstan has unveiled significant uranium reserves at the Vostochny site in the Turkestan region, estimated to contain around 30,000 tons of uranium ore. This discovery bolsters Kazakhstan's position as a key player in the global uranium industry. With about 12% of the world's uranium resources, Kazakhstan is a major supplier, meeting the rising demand for nuclear fuel. In 2022, the country produced approximately 21,200 metric tons of uranium, maintaining its substantial contribution to the global supply. Since becoming the world's leading uranium producer in 2009, Kazakhstan now accounts for 43% of total uranium output. Kazakhstan's uranium production infrastructure includes 17 mines across 6 provinces, with significant contributions from the Inkai Uranium Project, South Inkai, Agdala, and Central Minkutuk. Kazatomprom, the national nuclear energy company, oversees all nuclear activities and collaborates with international partners, including Westinghouse, to enhance production and export capabilities. The country has established bilateral agreements with nations such as Russia, Japan, China, Canada, India, and France to ensure stable supply chains. President of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, met with Saida Mirziyoyeva, assistant to the President of Uzbekistan, to discuss the advancement of their multilateral partnership. Key areas of discussion included deepening collaboration in informational, ideological, cultural, humanitarian, and educational spheres, as well as youth policy to strengthen bilateral ties. On the 5th of August, Saida Mirziyoyeva addressed critical issues concerning women's rights and regional cooperation, emphasizing the importance of laws against domestic violence, calling them a shared achievement of Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan. Mirziyoyeva noted the progress made in women's rights, reflecting on the past when discussing such issues was a taboo. She stated, "Women's rights, it used to be considered a shame to talk about it. We have kept silent about domestic and economic violence and abuse. Women did not have the opportunity to defend themselves. Society blamed them in every situation." Shame, that was the only answer. She highlighted the legislative progress in addressing domestic violence, highlighting that the achievements and challenges of both nations are intertwined. Mirziyoyeva stressed the need for joint efforts in addressing environmental and security concerns, which impact the entire region. Mirziyoyeva also spoke about the transformative educational reforms in Uzbekistan, recounting the times when educational institutions were closed to force teachers and students to harvest cotton, leading to widespread illiteracy. She stated, even 7 years ago, schools and institutes were closed every fall in Uzbekistan. Teachers, students, and pupils were forced to go to the fields and harvest cotton. A whole generation became illiterate. However, we ended 100 years of cotton slavery. Millions of students have been returned to educational institutions. This shift marks a new era in Uzbekistan's educational landscape, focusing on uninterrupted education and ending forced labor in the cotton fields. Trade between Afghanistan and Tajikistan has reached $30 million over the past 7 months, according to the Ministry of Industry and Commerce. Ministry spokesperson Akhundzada Abdul Salam Jawad revealed that Afghanistan exported goods worth $8 million to Tajikistan, while imports from Tajikistan totaled $22 million. Afghanistan's primary exports include tomatoes, cucumbers, black cumin, potatoes, apples, almonds, and pomegranates. Tajikistan mainly exports cement, eggs, high-speed vehicles, sunflower oil, petrol, and car parts to Afghanistan. The Tajik government has decided to extend its railway to the Afghan border, enhancing commercial and transit cooperation between the two nations. Sakhi Ahmad Paiman, first deputy of the Chamber of Industries and Mines, emphasized the benefits of increased trade with Tajikistan. Economic experts highlight Afghanistan's strategic position as crucial for developing trade and transit with neighboring and regional countries. Abdul Zahur Matbar, an economic expert, noted, Afghanistan is one of the countries with a sensitive geo-economic position, which is very valuable for neighboring, regional, and even global countries. Therefore, if neighboring and global policy makers think in favor of Afghanistan's economy, the results can be positive and beneficial. The new railway extension to the Afghan border will cover 51 kilometers and is expected to provide Tajikistan with access to markets in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and India. The $4 million project is anticipated to be completed within 3 years and is part of the broader TAT initiative, aiming to connect Afghanistan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan with other Central Asian countries through an extensive railway network. That's all for today's news. Stay tuned for more updates.